I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open up America's closet and see skeletons. They killing us for walking.
This is Tony and this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. And today I want to talk about Black people and accountability. And I also want to talk about the mental pandemic that Black people have been experiencing for several years, several decades probably. I want to begin with talking about Dr.Susan Moore. If you haven't heard about Dr.Susan Moore, Dr.Susan Moore was a doctor who recently passed away of COVID, and she had a less than positive experience at a hospital. She was poorly treated and spoke to very nasty by a Dr. Bannec. And by the grace of God, she was able to go on Facebook and do a Facebook post. And I kind of want to talk about that. So again, what this is about is accountability. This is an accountability video about Black people being accountable for their lives. Like, who's responsible for Black people's lives? And why I say that is that, sincerely, you're under attack. And I don't say that lightly. We are seriously under attack. You know, I want to give you an example. During 9/11, when they came and they bombed the World Trade Center and they attacked that plane, America acknowledged that we were under attack. And everyone came together and we acknowledged what was happening. And see, it's no different. Black people are under attack. They're lynching us in broad daylight. They're shooting us in the back. They're breaking in our homes, shooting at us. We've been under attack for a very long time. And so what I want to talk about is being accountable, being conscious and aware, and making an effort to change things, us being on the same page about what needs to be done. And the reason why I'm beginning with Dr. Susan Moore is that I'm very grateful that she was able to make that Facebook post. And you guys, I want you to be aware, she's a doctor. There's a very good chance that she knew that she was dying. And she was trying to say, hey, you guys, this is what happened to me. And this is one of the major issues that I need to help change the mindset or the beliefs of Black people, because we're looking at them like, oh, this happened to her. That's too bad. But she made that Facebook post because that wasn't personal about the doctor not liking her. That was about being disrespected and how much they hate Black people. This woman was sick of COVID. COVID is a devastating disease. It's a devastating virus. And people die a horrible death. This Dr. Bannec and the nurse involved saw probably hundreds of people die or be grossly affected by COVID. What would make you be nasty or disrespectful or less than pleasant or positive to someone who's sick like that? And again, you know, I know this is really hurtful. It's not pleasant, not something you want to hear. But that's how much they hate us. Okay? They hate us. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm being very serious. Like when they attacked the World Trade Center, when they flew the plane into the World Trade Center, that was about hate. That was about them attacking Americans. And Black people, we are being attacked just like that. Okay? And it's time to take it seriously. Dr. Susan Moore made that video to let you know this is the kind of care that Black people are getting in this hospital. And one of the things that I want to do here at Reignite Sandy Speaks is that I want to identify the people who are violating black people. See, I'm not the person that's looking for white people to love me, respect me, or cheer for me. You just can't violate my civil rights. I'm not in the case of a place like a hospital or something like that. I expect to be treated fairly. Now, if you're in your store and you don't want me in your store and you don't want me wearing your clothes, I'm cool with that. I don't have to wear your makeup. I don't have to be in your shows. I don't have to buy you clothes. I'm cool with me, okay? You don't have to beg me to give you my money. But in terms of my civil rights and having proper medical treatment, that's an expectation that I have, a high expectation that I have. So again, what I'm going to talk about today is who's accountable for black people. And you know what? I want to do this video. I want to show this video of Dr. Susan Moore. If you guys didn't see the video, I'm going to go ahead and add the clip in. You know, I don't like seeing that because it's hurtful to me. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. How long have black people been going through a mental pandemic? I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to put the video in. I'm going to watch the video. And I'm a human being. If I saw any human being being treated that way, it would affect me. It would target my heart. But it's more detrimental to me because this is happening to this woman because she's black. And black people, I don't know what to say. It's like, I think I need for you to pay attention and I need you to be present. So I'm going to play the video really quickly. I'm going to edit it in and I'm going to talk about it real briefly, okay?
This is the second worst day here at IU North. Yesterday, a Dr. Bannec, Bannec, wanted to send me home. You know, at that time, I'd only received 2 treatments of the remdesivir. He said, you don't need it. You're not even short of breath. I said, yes, I am. Then he went on to say, you don't qualify. I must have because I've gotten 2 treatments. Then he further stated, you should just go home right now. And I don't feel comfortable giving you any more narcotics. I was in so much pain from my neck. My neck hurt so bad. I was crushed. He made me feel like I was a drug addict. And he knew I was a physician. I don't take narcotics. I was hurting. So, spoke to patient advocate who left me wanting. There's not much I can do. So I started asking, send me to another hospital where they can treat me. And if they're not going to treat me here properly, send me to another hospital. Well, next thing I know, I'm getting a stat CT of my neck with and without contrast. The CT went down a little bit into my lungs, and you could see new pulmonary infiltrates, new lymphadenopathy all throughout my neck. And all of a sudden, yes, we'll treat your pain. You have to show proof that you have something wrong with you in order for you to get the medicine. I put forward and I maintain, if I was white, I wouldn't have to go through that. And that man never came back and apologized. This Dr. Bannec guy. And then today now, supposed to be getting the narcotics, right? They came in 9 o'clock. I've been in pain since 7. And when they came in, very, very sympathetic. Yeah, we will get you pain medicine. I don't want to give you IV narcotics. How about PO? Fine. I just want my pain to end. So then he says, well, what pain medicine? I said, I don't know. I don't take them on a regular basis. I don't even write for them. All I know is that I'm in intense pain, and morphine worked. Okay, well, we'll give you Percocet. Okay? I don't know nothing about it. I don't think I've ever had it. It was another 2.5 hours before I got the pain medicine. The nurse came in. The first thing I said to that nurse was, why did I have to wait for so long? The nurse snapped back. Well, you're not my only patient. I have 5 other patients, you know. I said, I have been in pain since 7 a.m., you know. Well, I can't be in here every 5 minutes. I said, no, you were in here once in 4 hours. What? I was in here 1.5 to 2 hours ago. That was once, since your shift started at 7. Well, I had other people, and I had to take the shift change. We had to give report. I am a patient. Are you going to take care of me or not? And he went in. Now, that is not how you treat patients. Period. So, I don't trust this hospital, and I'm asking to be transferred. These people wanted to send me home with new pulmonary infiltrates and all kind of lymphadenopathy in my neck. The other thing that white Dr. Bannec said was that if I stayed, that he would send me home Saturday at 10 p.m. in the dark. Who does that? On a week, who does that? And that nurse was telling me, oh, I was marching in Black Lives Matter. I told him, no, I don't believe none of that. Not one bit. Not one iota. He wouldn't even know how to march. Probably can't even spell it. This is how black people get killed. When you send them home and they don't know how to fight for themselves. I had to talk to somebody, maybe the media, somebody, to let people know how I'm being treated up in this place. And he gladly told me, I know you're a doctor. So he didn't want the black doctor to have no medicine, nothing. And then had the nerve to say it's because of him, the nurse, that I got the medicine. Really? Because of you? No. How about it's because I had that stacked CT in my neck where it showed all of that lymphadenopathy and infiltrates? Yeah, you didn't know about that? You didn't get that in report? That's what I said. To being black up in here, this is what happens.
Okay, did you guys watch the video? Watch the clip. That's upsetting to me. And so I need to push forward, put my thoughts together, and tell you what I feel about that. I hope you guys watch the video clip. This is a black woman who's a doctor. Okay? She's a doctor who understands the ins and outs of being in a hospital, being a doctor, and being a nurse, and what is required, and what the expectations are. The purpose of the video was to let you know this is happening to her because she's Black. And as a Black person, it's not okay. What concerns me the most is that we're seeing a lot of this as of lately. And I'm gonna. With that said, this is not new. Now people are going live, going on Facebook, posting videos, and the powers that be, like the media, I don't think they care. I think it's to get clicks or get views, because this stuff is being publicized. We're seeing it everywhere. But what's being done? Why aren't we talking about solutions? This lady had COVID. We've been in a pandemic. It's December the 29th. We've been in a pandemic since March. And people have died. Young people have died. Horrible deaths. When you have COVID, people died alone because you can't go around them for fear of getting it. What pains me is that I think this doctor knew how severe her situation was, and she knew exactly what was going on. She's saying this is happening to me, and it's upsetting to me because, as I say this, I have anxiety. I have a pit in my stomach because I am very clear about what's happening. This woman is sick and she's dying. She has a severe virus. And what kind of human treatment, what kind of humane treatment, or the lack of humane treatment, does a doctor and a nurse behave in such a way to anyone? This is, again, and I'm going to keep saying it, they hate us. This is not even a dislike. This is a hate. Okay? She's saying I'm being treated this way because I'm Black. And you know what's upsetting? It's because it's not like it required a lot of effort to help this woman. She's saying she's needing medication. Why is the doctor saying you don't qualify for medication? I'm going to curse, but I'm going to keep this clean. What does it mean you don't qualify? She's sick. She's saying she can't breathe. What comes to your mind? Wait a minute, hold up. Why is there a list of qualifications? Okay, that's a whole nother discussion. Qualify? When Donald Trump supposedly got COVID, because he got all the treatments, it didn't appear to affect him. Because that Riff, whatever she said that they didn't get, he talked about that back a while ago. And a politician in Atlanta took the medication that Donald Trump talked about. And that's what she was asking for. Why would he say to her, you don't qualify? And I really am going to try my best to be calm about this. But I'm showing you this video, and I'm talking about Dr.Susan Moore, because she died from more than likely neglect, and she died because she was Black. And if you're watching this video, I cannot say this enough. That could have been your mother. That could have been your grandmother. That could have been your sister. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is real. It will be your mother. It will be your sister. So what this video is about is accountability. Who's accountable for Black people's lives? Is it white people? Is it the other man? No. It's about time that we start taking accountability for our lives and making change. So, Sandy Speaks proposition statement is to free Black people from bondage. And I'm dead ass serious. My goal, my mission, probably for the rest of my life, until it happens, is to free Black people from bondage. And we are in bondage. And I need you to be aware of that. When I say free Black people from bondage, that I am successful in putting laws in place that protect that kind of behavior. And you know what? It's not going to be an easy task. I recognize that. This woman, Dr. Susan Moore, is a respected physician who said she had poor treatment because she was a Black person. That's a problem. And I don't know the nurse's name. If anybody is aware of the nurse that was who treated her and who was making reference to her, and the part about I march for Black Lives Matter, brother. If you march for Black Lives Matter, if you are a nurse and you march for Black Lives Matter, that means you know that America treats Black people like their lives don't matter. If you are a nurse and you march for Black Lives Matter, then you know that this Black woman throughout her life have been discriminated against, treated poorly, spoken down to. This is what goes on in America. If you are a nurse and you march for Black Lives Matter, you marching saying Black Lives Matter, that we need to be treated with respect, dignity, equal. If that's the case, and this is a Black woman, and you know her, that means you are aware of her experience, why would you treat her less than? Why wouldn't you even do a little extra or be more mindful or let me be respectful to this woman? Because as a non-Black person, because they know, y'all know I fuck with white people. And when I first started, when I was a young teenager, my girlfriends was white and they would tell me about their parents. Y'all know, no disrespect, and I'm not, y'all don't get mad at me. Y'all know I fuck with white people. So I know how they move, okay? And those who are aware and who are conscious, they know what happens to us. They know what goes on because their friends talk about it. Their parents talk about us. They're in the presence of those who hate us and how they talk to us and what they speak about us. So I need to calm this down, but that video upset me tremendously, and the fact that she made that video tugs at my heart because it was her purpose to bring awareness to this doctor and to this hospital. And this is going to be a long task for me because I'm sincerely serious about freeing Black people from bondage. And one of the goals and objectives is to make a list. And Dr. Bannec, you made the list. And so the purpose of creating this list is that what happens is so many different things happen. Okay, we got the killer of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, the police that murdered Elijah McClain, the guy the officer who shot the young man in the back. It's so many occurrences. Okay, we're overwhelmed with it. Different names and different occurrences. But we have to get organized and we have to develop a plan and we have to stick to the plan. And one of the things, and this is what I know about white people, I'm going to tell y'all, if you shine a light on them, a lot of them do this stuff because they can get away with it. If they thought they couldn't get away with it, trust me, they would think twice. Okay? Identifying these people, creating a list, I think is very detrimental, or it's going to be effective, because I want to put Dr. Bannec on the list. So he was treating her disrespectfully, and she's saying it happened because she was Black. And so I want to articulate this to you so you can understand how and why I expect to be effective, okay? Over the course of the next year, I want to discuss all these different scenarios and cases. If they're in hospitals, if they're in a judicial system, if they're police officers, if they're place of employment, if they're in hotels. And so what we're going to do as we identify them and people become aware of Reignite Sandy Speaks, it's a high probability that other occurrences, people will speak about and say, hey, you know what, that happened to me too. And this is how you make change, okay? Because they're not going to fire the doctor based on one patient saying, this happened to me because I'm Black, okay? She's one person. Do I believe her? Yeah, I believe her. Has he done this before? Probably so. So what we're going to do is that you create a list and you monitor these occurrences. So if this is something that's happening in this hospital, in this hotel, by these police officers, then you call them on the carpet. You have to have weighted evidence. We can't just say what she's saying. Maybe she was just in a bad mood and she was just being defensive. Okay? And that's what they're quick to say. But this lady made a video because she wants you to know that she was being treated poorly because she's black. And the thing that upsets me highly is a probability that she died because she had poor treatment. And then in a pandemic where people are dying just, from poor health and from COVID really taking over and killing them, how do you prove that she died for the lack of treatment? Okay? But we know that's happening. She said on the video, this is how they kill black people. And again, y'all, this video is about accountability. I want you guys to comment and discuss who you think is accountable for black people. This is really very important to me because I'm dealing with some stuff myself personally, and I kind of always knew that some of these ideas and behaviors were prevalent, but I think that all the things that happened this year is setting the stage for us to create change. And most importantly, I want you to know that black people, you can't sit back and wait for change to happen. Okay? I'm not asking you to make this the most important thing in your life. I'm not trying to make you have this be the like the end all be all. Like, okay, I'm a black militant, I'm gonna fight for black people. But I want you to be aware. I want you to be cognizant. I want you to say something. I want you to, if you see a post, say how you feel about it. Please follow me on Reignite Sandy Speaks. This is the beginning, and ultimately, I really have a long-term goal. I know in my mind what I want. I know what I want is going to be effective, but I can't do it by myself. Again, my primary goal is to change the laws, okay? And my primary goal is to change the laws and have black people deemed as a protected class. And I talk about that briefly because I suspect on a big level, on a broader level, people might think that that's not realistic, but it is. Let's talk about it. There are animals who are endangered, and they're on the endangered species list. If you violate them, hurt them, or do something to harm them, you can go to jail and be fined. If you don't agree with me, I want you to, in the comments, discuss. Tell me how an animal being deemed on the what is it called, the what is it, the extinct list, or like the what's it called? Okay, so ultimately, what I really want to do long term is to have black people classified as a protected class, and I suspect I'm gonna get some pushback on that, even by black people, but my goals and objectives are sound, and they're warranted. I want us to be deemed as a protected class because black people are endangered. I pulled up endangered on here so I can tell you. It says, what does endangered mean? It says endangered means a species considered to be facing a very high risk of extinction. It says in the wild. But honestly, when you put things in perspective about black people being murdered by police officers, about the poor care that black people are receiving in hospitals, we talk about black people having problems with diabetes, heart disease. It's so many different perils and challenges that black people have every day. Poor treatment by the judicial system, corporations. So, and ultimately, all the things that I'm discussing can affect the mental health and the well-being of a black person. And in order to do this, we have to show that we are endangered. And it's hard for me to say that, okay? So let me explain to you why it's hard for me to say that, and it's going to be hard for you to accept it, okay? Saying that a black person is endangered, it affects you mentally on multiple levels. It's making you feel like, I'm endangered. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm endangered. The ego might say, well, no, I'm not really in danger. Maybe that's being extreme. Maybe that's kind of broad or just overreacting. Or the ego's going to say, I don't need those white people to protect me, put me in a protective class. I can take care of myself. I'm going to be okay. This is how the brain works. Okay? This is how the mind works. I have really great self-esteem. Okay? I really love myself and I love black people. Part of me, why I say I hesitate, because it makes me feel some kind of way to say that black people need to be protected. My ego is affected because it's saying we need protection, like we're weak. You understand what I'm saying? But we're not weak. They're out here trying to kill us. Like I said, I made the analogy of 9/11. If you think what happened in 9/11 is different than what's happened to black people, if you think you don't agree with what happened with 9/11, people flew a plane into two buildings with the intent to murder and kill them, Americans. You see this man put his knee on George Floyd's neck. Sandra Bland died in a jail for a traffic violation. The young man was shot in the back when he was getting in his car. He was shot in his back when he was getting in his car. You pull a gun out when you are in danger. You pull a gun out. A gun is deadly force. According to the law, you pull a gun out when you feel like you're in danger and your life is a threat. This man was getting in his car. See, I get really angry when I sit here and want to discuss the rationale of what's happening to us because it's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, brings me to this. You guys forgive me. I get all comfortable in here. But yeah, ultimately, long-term goal is that I want to have black people deemed as a protected class. I want an updated Civil Rights Act. And I want the laws to speak directly to what has happened to black people, and there to be strict penalties if it continues or if someone has violated us. So I'm going to wrap that up because what I want to talk about, it kind of goes hand in hand. The mental health. We've been in a mental health pandemic for hundreds of years. But nobody wants to acknowledge that we are suffering. Let's talk about it really quickly. If you see daily black men being murdered, and I keep talking about black men, and black men, I love you. And y'all know you are a threat. The closest thing in my life is my black son, okay? But for him, I probably wouldn't be alive. So I love black men, okay? But what I know is it's probably just as much happening to black women. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. I care. I shouldn't say nobody cares because I rock with people on Instagram and they show up. I love them. Y'all, thank you. I love y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. They make me love black people. So I shouldn't say that. But we need to shine a light on what's happening to black women. But as I was saying about being a protected class, ultimately, I'm gonna wrap that up because I really want to talk about the mental health of black people. And so, mainly, I just want to talk about our belief system, about being accountable, what we can do to make change, and us viewing things as what actually is happening. So, if you want to comment about my statement that what happened to 9/11, where America was on attack, that's happening, the same equivalent thing is happening to black people. Except it's not one day, one incident, one great incident. I don't know how many people died in 9/11. But black people are murdered every day. Are violated. Black people, when we say death, I think black people die from neglect, from not having, and so many different things that we suffer from. And I want to talk about the mental health of black people. And it really makes me want to talk about black men, because what we know in the media is what them doing to black men. That young man who was handcuffed. He was having dinner. And I'm not going to bring up this guy, but it's a cop on YouTube. I'm going to tell you who he is. He said that was routine police work. Nigga. They've been violating us so long that we think that it's normal and it's routine. And it's not. It was a young black man who said something about, you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm going to put the clip in here so y'all can see. We're going to talk about this really quickly, because I know I tend to make these videos really long, but it takes me some time to get my thoughts together, because this is hard for me, you guys, because I'm having some personal challenges myself. So thoughts of all this negative stuff really impedes on me, my mind, my thought process. And I am having sincerely detrimental physical effects, mental effects, because I'm being treated wrongly because I'm a black person. And what it brings awareness to me is what is happening to black people in a whole. And instead of us sweeping it under the rug, dealing with it like black people do, we just shake and move and keep it moving, keep it going. We just make it happen, I'm with that too, but we don't deserve that. Dr.Susan Moore shouldn't have died. She shouldn't experience that. Okay? All the things we keep seeing shouldn't happen. And so, are we just going to keep talking about it and say, oh, damn, this keeps happening? Or are we going to make change? We're going to make change, y'all.
What? Second, bro, you do this in public? You can't tell me to walk outside?
What did he do? We
In
just
front of my family?
I'm gonna talk to you, okay?
But he did nothing. Y'all got the wrong person. We don't even have a black truck.
A black truck, bro?
We don't have a black truck. We just came to the mall. What did he say?
But I know. We'll record this. I'm taking out the court, bro.
Okay, but don't snap.
Serious?
But what did he do?
You
gonna let me talk to you?
You lucky you got these cuffs on me. Take me
Dave,
to,
don't snap.
Take me to the
It's
front,
fine.
yo.
But what did he
Take me
do?
to the front now. Y'all
Can you
gonna
tell
dance
us
in
we
front
just
of
came
my
with our family? We don't even have a black truck.
No, get off me. Don't take
Jamar, don't snap. Wait a second. Come here. Come record this. Record. Follow them. Follow them. What did he do? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get this black straight to me, nigga.
Jamar, what are you doing? Y'all fucking racist as fuck. We ain't here with our family.
Are you serious right now, dog?
What? No, y'all, this is so fucking
Get off me, bro,
embarrassing.
and get these cuffs
We
off
are with our family. I got my baby here, a newborn. Why do y'all have him?
And get these cuffs.
But what did he do? He didn't do anything.
I know
Bro, got my ass. We with our fucking kids. You don't do that. That is so. You know what's going on in the fucking world today. We with our fucking kids.
I'm going to jail. We
don't do nothing. We stay in the house. He didn't do nothing.
Get
Do
off
you
me.
know how embarrassing that is?
Your man just said
You can't fucking.
He's still on me?
Might be the wrong one.
It is the wrong person. We told you asked him about a black truck, and we said y'all didn't even give him.
Okay.
Y'all didn't give him a chance to explain. You said, do you have a black truck? He doesn't. We don't even drive a black truck.
That nigga's arrest me while I'm eating?
With our fucking kids.
What my...
Okay, relax.
No!
You ask questions first, though.
But y'all fucked up.
But that's fucked up. You don't do that. We're with our kids, but you ask questions first. You didn't even give them a chance to ask a fucking question.
No!
You can't expect him not to be upset.
On me, and he
You
come to me,
can't expect him to be with our fucking kids in the mall. That was so embarrassing.
Are you serious?
But you ask questions, I get it if you thought he fit the profile of somebody else. But ask him a question.
What's his name?
You didn't even ask the question.
Something come. You're gonna see me again.
But you ask, you can't, but you don't do this. We're with our kids. You think he'll forget this? You think my
I
son
know
will
you gonna
forget
take him
this?
off me.
And I would like to
I know you gonna take
Please,
him off me.
Jamar, let him take him off. Just let
Man
him take
came
him
to
off.
arrest me while I'm eating, no words?
And I would like to explain.
No, ain't no explaining.
Okay. You're free to go, and I would like
Yo,
to
just
explain to you
get these
what's going
fucking
on.
cuffs off me and
Yes,
don't
sir.
talk to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Come on,
I
let's
got
go.
your name. What's
Let's
your
just
name?
go. We're
Sergeant
leaving.
Crawford.
All right, I'm gonna see your ass again, bitch.
It's all right. Just
Fuck wrong with
come
you,
on,
man?
let's go.
Arrest
We
me while I'm
leaving.
eating, no questions.
Before
Don't
you
move.
leave, I would
Don't
like
move.
to explain to you what's going
Wait,
on.
I don't give a
You
fuck
can
what's
explain
going
to me.
on.
I wanna know.
Explain it before you put the cuffs on me.
Take him. Go ahead. Y'all go. Y'all go.
Bitch,
Explain to me what
fucked up,
happened.
dog.
Listen,
I want to know.
we got a description of someone that was using stolen credit cards, okay?
Don't let
That
anything-
person
I got it. Let me listen.
is a black male with dreads and was wearing all black and was with a boy that was wearing red. Okay? I could show you the case. He's wearing all black.
So this is them right over here.
Come on, yo.
Black male with dreads.
Another black male with red
Boy
dreads.
with red.
But the thing is, y'all.
I sincerely apologize. It was a
I mean, y'all just that was so
Yo,
embarrassing.
this
If he was using
And then he
a
had-
Man,
stolen
you put me in
credit
handcuffs while I'm
card
taking
and
a
had
bite from
stolen
myself.
vehicle, then I wouldn't have talked to him about it. I would have just taken him into custody and detained him, okay?
Nah, bro.
I understand
You did
it's
that shit all
embarrassing.
Do you have a card?
I sincerely
You did that shit all
apologize.
wrong.
I
It's-
You did
sincerely
that shit all wrong. That was
apologize.
professional.
It's fine. It's
That was
alright.
nothing.
Fair
That was,
enough.
Do you have a
that was
card?
stereotyping, and that's how y'all do black
It was
motherfuckers,
definitely
dog.
stereotyping because things could have been handled in a different way. It
That's what
definitely
y'all do
is.
to us. That's why we fight for this shit now.
I understand.
Can I have a card
This
from
is how we get
somebody?
treated in 2020.
You
In 2020.
can have a name.
I
That's
understand.
how I get treated,
That's
bro.
fine.
You have the right to be upset, sir.
That's why we fighting. That's why they fucking y'all up.
You have the
It's
right
all
to
right,
be upset.
babe. It's all right.
That's why, bitch.
It's all right. It's fine. We leaving. I'll take a name and a number.
2020, nigga.
That's
It's the fucking
crazy.
70s.
Somebody I can contact outside of this environment right now.
2020.
So she can have my name, Sergeant. Okay. K.G.
What we march for? What we say Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, that's why we say it.
Yes, sir.
Look how y'all treat us.
My badge
In
number.
front of people. Like I'm the wrong motherfucker.
It's fine, baby.
All own
Let's go.
businesses.
It's all right.
Just give her the
437.
Black Lives Matter, y'all see why we fight. Fuck niggas. Come on, man.
Thank you.
That's how they do in fucking 2020.
Let me read this comment to you by this guy, Jason Blackie. Although it was a misunderstanding, I think you're correct in that someone should not get their rights violated because of the clothes that they have on and hairstyle. It's a mall. Look at the cameras. If they leave, then try to find the license plate. If no one's life is in imminent danger, then don't approach until you're sure. They turned a non-violent situation into a potential deadly one. We have seen plenty of situations where arrests go badly. Regardless of whether it was illegal or not, his rights to liberty was obviously thrown away. It is a fallacy of many to believe what is legal is right. For instance, slavery was once legal, and we know that to be very wrong. Although even if they got the right guy, is it really necessary to traumatize children by arresting their father right in front of them in public over a nonviolent offense? If officers wish to win back the love that they once held by so many of the public, they must do better to act with honor and decency. Sometimes it's better to catch a petty criminal later than to trample on the rights of an honest citizen. That comment made my day. And you know, it's like bittersweet. It makes me want to cry because what he's saying is common sense. And you know why my heart hurts? Because there's so many black people in America that don't know that he's correct. That man was way out of line to put handcuffs on that black man. And if any police officer or someone thinks that's their routine, then that's the problem. This is why I'm saying to you that we need to be deemed a protective class. That was not okay. That police officer was looking for a credit card criminal. And I can say that they hate us. And I'm going to go ahead and say this wasn't about that white man hating us. He didn't care. It didn't matter. That didn't even have to be a hateful situation. That was a matter of, it's a black person, what's going to happen? And towards the end of the video, y'all seen that he was a little concerned. The guy who was writing the paper, he didn't want to do that. The guy was giving, he didn't want to, they were nervous because they knew they were dead ass wrong. And what was going through their mind was what's going to happen. The black man said, are you crazy? Are you still doing this? We out here marching, Black Lives Matter, and you going to sit here and do this? And y'all, they going to keep doing it until we make it stop. We can't wait for them to save us. There is no great white hope. It's that great black magic. You feel what I'm saying? And so, this was supposed to be about mental health. I want to talk about the pandemic of being black in America. I'm gonna probably do another video because I keep making these videos very long and I don't know what else to do because I'm saying what's on my mind. I'm saying what I think is relevant. I want to say that what happened to Jamar Mackey was wrong. And black person, black man, black woman, if that has happened to you repeatedly or it's routine in your neighborhood, then I need you to comment and tell me about it. When it happened, you need to tell me what neighborhood it happened in. You need to tell me the officer, his name, who did it. Because we're going to make this shit stop. They're not going to keep violating us. They are kicking our ass. And I'm going to keep it 100. I'm very competitive. I got a problem with us getting our ass kicked. And it's about time that y'all start having a problem with it too. This is Sandy Speaks.
Us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricating and hiding. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, will you have compassion the next time you approach us? Yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't enticing riots of violence, heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye. Especially if the Justice Department do not comply.